Our kids are finishing up their basketball season and we wanted to give the coach something special. And so with nothing more than this picture as an inspiration, I'm going to make a custom gift. So I'm going to show you how I designed and built mine so you can play along at home. You can do this for a coach or for a player. So stick around and check it out. So I know I want to make this out of MDF because I'm going to paint it and I want a very smooth surface. I also need to figure out how to get it to sit off the wall so the LEDs can reflect off the wall, giving that 3D look. And finally, I need to figure out a way to hang it. But all these are future me problems. First, I need to figure out how big this thing's going to be. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of cardboard here and cut it out to rough dimensions of what I think it's going to need to be. Right now it's about 20 inches by 18 inches. And I've also cut out this 3-inch by 4-inch piece, which is going to be the plaque that will have the team name, the year, and the coach, and probably some kind of a thank you message. What I'm doing is making sure that the basketball looks right in proportion to the plaque. I need the build to be big enough so that you can see the letters, but not so big that it's humongous and takes up a bunch of wall space. I also need the stripes on the ball to be wide enough so that these LEDs can hide behind it. This battery pack for the LEDs will fit nicely behind the placard, so that's not a problem. So the next thing I need to do is figure out how many sheets of paper fit on this size. It turns out to be 2 by 3 of a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is 6 pages. Now you're going to see why that's important later, because next I need to go onto the computer, draw it up, and print it out to this size. So that's what I'm going to go do right now. Now I like to do this in PowerPoint, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other ways that you could do it. PowerPoint has this cool feature where you can remove the background of an image. It's not always perfect, so you kind of have to tell it what needs to be removed and what needs to be added. So the first thing I need to do is get rid of all of the background, so all I have left is the black parts. And this is what it looks like when I'm done. So basically I need to remove this custom name, and so I'm just going to put a white box in front of it. I also want to rotate it just a little bit to get it straight. Then I'm going to create a text box for the coach's name and pick a font. I narrowed it down to 3, but I really like Top Gun for obvious reasons, but also because there's no curves to it. It's all straight lines, so that will help me when I cut this out. Now once I've got it the way I want it, I'm going to select all the parts of the image on here. I'm going to right click and select Save as Picture, and I'm going to save it as an image file. Then I'm going to open the image in Paint, which is where I'm going to print it from. So you're going to go into Page Setup. You'll change Fit to 3 by 2, which is what I mentioned before. And you can't tell there were any changes until you go to Print Preview. But once you do, you can see what each page is going to look like. And the final thing I'm going to do here, just to save some ink, is just to get rid of some of the middle of the black parts. So I'm just going to go in with white and color some of this in. It's going to look goofy when I print it out, but I'll still be able to see where I need to make my cuts. Okay, so I have it all printed out and I've taped it all up. Now you want to trim off the edges of each piece of paper so that these lines match up perfectly. Then you want to tape over everywhere where the pages overlap, because when you start cutting it out, you don't want it to fall apart. So mine amounted to just over 17 inches wide and then 17 inches tall. And the difference is that the letters come outside the normal circle of the basketball. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to cut that circle in a perfectly round circle, but not get those edges that pop out. Right now, I'm gonna go cut a piece of MDF so I can move on to the next step. All right, so now I have my MDF. Now there's a couple ways I could do this. If I had kept the text within the circle, then I could just make a circle cutting jig with a router and do a perfect circle and then spray adhesive this on and go with that. But because the words didn't look right unless they stuck out, now I'm gonna have to use a jigsaw to cut out the entire thing and just need to make sure that it looks round at the end. So first I'm gonna cut out all of the outline and then use spray adhesive to adhere it to the MDF, and then I'll cut out all the insides and peel them off before moving on to the next step. All right, now comes the laborious part of the process, which is that I've got to cut out all the little pieces in between that's going to get ultimately cut out with the jigsaw. But you'll get to see this process go a lot faster with the help of a little bit of movie magic. I like to use a straight edge to help keep my lines straight and accurate, but a lot of this I'm going to have to freehand because it's not all straight lines. These are the times I wish I had a CNC. I spray painted this off camera, but I did not wait long enough to let the paint dry, so I didn't get the crisp, clean lines I was looking for. I cut around the outside with this mini bandsaw that I have, which really worked well. Then I went back over my lines with a razor blade just to make sure I get nice clean cuts. For the inside cuts I tried using this scroll saw, which was a complete disaster. For some reason it didn't want to cut straight, it kept drifting on me, and maybe I didn't have enough tension on the blade, but I really cranked down hard on it. So after a while I just got frustrated with it and busted out the jigsaw. And this was the aftermath. MDF is extremely messy and not that fun to play with. I decided I wanted to put some primer on this first because I wasn't sure if the paint would adhere to the smooth surface of the MDF. It was a little bit difficult preventing the drips, so I ended up having to dab it with the paintbrush to get it to go on evenly. And while I was doing this, I had my little inspector come and check my work. She's one tough cookie. Now that big brush was just not able to get in the little nooks and crannies, so I had to use this little one to ensure I got full coverage on all the MDF. And by the end of it, it was pretty torn up. For the paint, I grabbed my electric paint sprayer, which I should have done for the primer, and it made really quick work out of this step. I left this part in real time so you could see just how quickly this went. And I flipped it over and did the back side as well. And this time I didn't have to do nearly as many touch-ups. And this is what it looked like so far. Alright, now it's time to figure out how to get this thing to stick off of the wall. I don't think I have to do it very much, because if this is the metal plate that goes on the front of it, I'll mount the battery pack right behind it, and so it's not going to stick out very much. So I got some extra 3/4 inch ply here that I'm going to use. I'll just cut off little strips with the grain and then paint it black and then put it on the back of here. That should give me just enough spacing off the wall, and it will give me something to put the mounting hardware on. I cut down some tiny blocks and made sure they fit before I painted them, and then Brad nailed them onto the back. And since this thing isn't too heavy, I just used a sawtooth hanger for my hanging hardware. And a quick test to make sure it hangs straight. Now for the LEDs, I spent a lot of time off camera making sure that I had a good plan before I actually started sticking it to the back. There was no real good way to go up and down each vertical piece, so I basically went around the outside of the bottom, back through the middle, and then around the outside of the top. And I had just enough length of LEDs to do it. And I made sure to play with the lights a little bit when I was done. And here's what it looks like lit, and all that's left is to put the metal plate on. I made sure it was perfectly centered. And then put this two-sided Velcro on the back of it, because the battery pack has the on-off switch on one side and then it opens on the other side, so it has to be removable. And here's what it looks like for the final product. I am really happy with how it turned out. It looks really sharp. Well, that wraps up this project. It was a challenging build, but it was a lot of fun too. And it was really cool to see something that's just a concept in a picture turn into something that's actually hanging on a wall. I hope it inspires you to build something like it of your own for that special player or coach in your life, and that you have as much fun doing it as I did. And don't forget to look for the link in the description for the free file that you can use to make your own. That's it for this video. We'll see you next time.